Smoky, cheesy, restaurant quality enchiladas verdes made by a barbecue idiot. Okay, to start with, to make it our smoky, delicious verdes enchiladas, we're going to start by taking some skin on bone in chicken thighs and remove the skin and remove the bone. Any excess fat, we're just going to go ahead and cut that off here. You want to use the thighs, not breast, just because of the juiciness of the meat and the way it cooks. Breast, I would not recommend using for this. As you can see here, just after all the fat and everything is removed, we're just going to cut down the bone. Slicing carefully not to remove too much of the meat. And once satisfied that we're not wasting too much meat, we're going to go ahead and just lollipop this. Just use our hands and pop that right off. Save the bone, just put that on a sheet tray next to us, because we're going to use that for some chicken stock. Just repeat that for all of our other chicken breasts. In total, I have about 2.5 pounds of skin on bone-in chicken thighs here. Once our chicken thighs are prepped, we're going to go ahead and get some salt on both sides of these. Just use some kosher salt and put this in the fridge for about 24 hours. To make our chicken stock, we're just going to put all of our trimmings from our chicken thighs into some boiling water. Once it comes up to heat, we're just going to put it on simmer. And you can see here, we're starting to extract everything out of the chicken that we want. You want this to go a little bit longer, probably a total of 6 hours. Let it simmer. Once we're at this point, we're just going to scoop everything out that we don't want with the strainer. And then salt to taste afterwards. And there you have your delicious chicken stock. Just put that in the fridge until we're ready to use it later on. As you can see here, about 24 hours later, our chicken has developed a nice pellicle and absorbed all the salt that we put on it earlier. Nice, delicious looking color. I think we're about time to put this on the smoker. I have it set for its lowest temperature possible. This one hangs about 150. Just go ahead and put our chicken on our smoker here. I don't know why I'm showing you this footage. But we're just going to take this and put this on the coldest part of our smoker, which is up by the smokestack, coincidentally. Up to the right, there we go. Yep. And we'll leave it here for about an hour, hour and a half. Now for our salsa verde, we're going to start with about 800 grams of some unpeeled tomatillos, 3 large poblano peppers. For some added heat, 4 jalapeno peppers. If you don't want the heat, you can just use 4 poblanos instead. Going to use about 6 cloves of some garlic and 1 white onion. Rough chop all this. And we're going to put it on a sheet tray. Just need to peel all the tomatillos, cut them in quarters, get them onto the sheet tray. And once those are all done, we're just going to peel and quarter our white onion here. And get that onto the sheet tray also. Now we're going to move on to our poblanos. Just cut the tops off, cut them in half. Cut the big portion of seeds out. That's all we're really going to do to those. Get cleaned up here. Move on to our jalapenos. Again, just cut the tops off, cut them in half, and take the big portion of seeds out. Don't go crazy about where you're going to de-seed them. And then we're just going to take 6 of our cloves here of garlic, rub them through our hands to remove the paper. Anything that's stuck really good, we're just going to take that off real quick. Throw that on our sheet tray. Not worry about smashing them, chopping them. We'll take care of that in the blender. And here it is, everything. We just need to roast this, but while we have our chicken on the smoker, may as well take this out, put it on the smoker also. Okay, out by the smoker, we have our beautiful vegetables here. We're going to get these put on. Go ahead and take a look at our chicken here. Starting to get some nice color on it. It's only been half an hour, so we're going to let it go a little bit longer. And after about an hour total of the chicken being on, we're going to go ahead and get this pulled off. Starting to look good. We have a nice smoke flavor on it. If you don't have a smoker, don't even worry about it. It didn't add a whole bunch, as much as I was hoping, but it did add just a touch of smoke. Alright, after the vegetables have been on for an hour, we're going to go ahead and take these off. Don't want them to be too smoky. Just add a nice little hint of smoke. And then we're going to pop these into a preheated oven, set it on the broiler on the highest rack, let that go for about 30 minutes. After about 30 minutes, you can see here they're starting to get a nice char on them, but we can get more. So I'm going to let these go for about another half hour. After 1 hour total, time to take these out. Nice beautiful char. We'll set our veggies aside while we get our chicken ready. Over medium heat in a medium-sized saucepan, we're going to dump 400 grams of our chicken stock. Because we didn't add any salt earlier, let's add a generous portion now. Once simmering, let's go ahead and add our chicken thighs to the sauce here. Just one at a time. They're not all going to be covered immediately. But with a spatula, we can push that around, get as much submerged as possible. Go ahead and cover that with a lid. Let it simmer for a few minutes. And occasionally, we're just going to come take the ones that have been at the bottom, put them on top, rotate them around. And after about 20 minutes of simmering, these are done. And we're going to take a fork and we're going to see if this separates easily, but you don't want to overcook them to where they just fall apart. You want a little bit of a bite on your chicken. So we're going to remove this from the heat. Be sure to reserve the chicken stock. We're going to use that in the next step. Now for our salsa verde, we need to take all of our roasted vegetables and the juices from the sheet tray. Put that into a blender. Make sure you get every last bit. Put our lid on. We're going to blend this on low for about 30 seconds. Then we're going to add that chicken stock from the previous step. Blend that for like 15 more seconds. Add about half a bunch of cilantro. And we'll just blend that until combined. And then dump that back into the sauce pot. And we'll just let that go on medium for about 15 minutes while we finish up. Okay, it's time to shred up the chicken. We want to leave it in pretty big chunks so we have a nice mouthfeel from the chicken. So we're just going to rip it apart with our hands, or you can use a fork if you would like. When finished, it should be about this size. Just set that off to the side and we'll start building our enchiladas. We're going to start our filling by shredding 24 ounces of some pepper jack cheese. You can use pre-shredded if you want to, but I highly recommend shredding your own. Next, we're going to start by adding all of our chicken to a mixing bowl. Come in with about 300 grams of our shredded cheese and about half of our verde sauce. Just give that a quick mix, being gentle not to shred the chicken any more than we have to. There, it's all mixed up. Time to build our enchiladas. We're going to use some store-bought corn tortillas here. We're going to use 18 of them in total. So we're going to put these in a hot skillet, brush them with our sauce. Don't forget the vessel you're going to store these in. And just start stacking them in there. Once they're all done here, we're going to put some parchment paper down on a sheet tray. And we're just going to start filling our tortillas. I'm not measuring them out here. Just use what feels right. And we're going to roll these. And whenever we're cooking them, we're going to do them in sets of 2. So you can see the second one here, we're just going to butt up next to the first one. And the third one here, we're going to leave a little gap. And we'll get all these rolled up really fast, leaving that gap. Now we're just going to put about a tablespoon over each pair of our enchiladas. And just come back and fill in with the extra. Now some cheese on top of each one. And again, come in and just fill in with the extra on enchiladas that need more cheese. And then put our enchiladas in a 350-degree preheated oven. Now it's time to make our avocado crema. We're going to start with half an avocado, the juice of 1 lime, a healthy squeeze of some sour cream, some garlic, and some salt. We'll get our blender top put on. And we'll blend this on high for about 30 seconds or until everything is well incorporated. That's it. That easy. And 30 minutes later, oh my god, I should have rotated the pan. Anyway, let's go ahead and get a couple of my enchiladas pulled out. Oh, those look so delicious. Just look at them, cheesy deliciousness. There you have it, everybody. Super delicious, cheesy enchiladas verdes with an amazing avocado crema. You don't have to make all this at home yourself. You can buy jarred enchilada verde sauce. If you're new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Be sure to like the video while you're there and share the video with your friends and family. Hope to see you in the next video. Be sure to check out this other amazing video.